Don, where does the decision to drop Eddie Betts, where does it rank in terms of your toughest decisions here at the club?
Yeah, not an easy decision. I mean, obviously Eddie's a much loved player and a guy I love, and I love coaching, and it wasn't an easy decision to take. And but again, these decisions we need to make to give our chance, what we think is our best opportunity to win this week. And it's been frustrated with his form, or he hasn't been consistent in how we wanted to play, and give him an opportunity to go back. But I believe there's still a lot of really good footy left in Eddie Betts. The good thing is he's not seeing any deterioration in terms of his speed, his agility, his movement. It's unfortunately just his form and his performance hasn't been to the level that he'd want and we require.
His numbers have dropped away though, across nearly every statistical category this season. So you're confident he can get back to his best? Yeah,
I am. I mean, it's like, and the thing in sport and footy is the same. It's no different. As you look at, say, guys who are, if you like, it's almost like 30 seems to be the barrier. People go, 30 you've got to look at. Well, here's Roger Federer at 38, still competing and winning Grand Slam tennis titles. So for me, age is just a number. It's how they actually are able to maintain their performance, maintain their speed, their agility, their love for the game, their commitment to do the things you need to do to maintain that high performance. And the AFL's got plenty of examples of guys playing well. I'm sure Burgoyne, Luke Hodges done it, Boomer Harvey before that. So there's plenty of guys, and I'm not saying with Eddie that this is the end by any means. I think Eddie's still got plenty of really good footy left in him.
Can you consider them as outliers?
Well, there's always going to be people who play on longer and people who finish short. There's other people who finish at 27. So look, the reality is that's the unknown. But the ability to play on, as I say, I'm seeing good footy still left in Eddie Betts.
How was the conversation between you and Eddie when you had to tell him that he wasn't going to play this week?
Yeah, there's a difficult conversation. As a guy I love, and I love coaching, and to tell him he's not playing and to be able to do something he loves was difficult. So I caught up with him, had a coffee, and explained to him. So he's taken on board really well. Caught up with him this morning. He'll train and get ready to play and put his hand up to play footy again at AFL level really soon, I'm sure.
Is it a bit different for him this morning? Had to swap over the footies to use the sample ones?
Yeah, he had the Burleys today. Yeah, so that's first time. So and look, it's difficult. Difficult for anyone in that situation, and that's you've got to empathise with him and understand that this is not where he'd want to be. But he also accepts that's where it is, and his way back in is to perform and do the things that he's done for 300 plus games.
Why are you better without him? Why are you better without him?
Well, we believe that the way it's more that we're giving someone an opportunity to do the things which he's not doing. Consistently for us.
So forward pressure, these are sorts of things.
Yeah, the range of things. I mean, the energy that he brings to the game, the pressure he's putting on, his score involvements, the things which I think you're referring to in terms of the things that have dropped away a little bit. We give Tyson Stengel a chance to come in. He's been doing those consistently in Sample. Came in and did some of those things really well for us 2 weeks ago. So he gets his chance.
Did Taylor Walker come close to potentially being dropped this week?
No.
What do you make of that talk?
What's that?
During the week that there was a bit of spotlight on him and.
Oh, well, look, Tex will be the first one to say that he's not performing to the level he wants to as well. And, the challenge is, what's causing that and then how we can help him then. Obviously, he's had a little bit of the elbow. That looks like it's settled down, so he's ready to go. And he's, as a captain of our footy club, he's an important figure for us. And right now, for where we sit and where our season sits, we're inside the 8-bye game. We're playing a game against an opposition in Melbourne who are in some good form. It's a game we need to win. And to do that, we need our leaders on board, and we've got Tex as a co-captain of the footy club to now come and drive that standard and demand the level of performance we need to get a result.
If he continues to not perform, you've shown with Eddie Betts that you're not afraid to drop big players, so he could very well find himself out of the team if he continues.
Yeah, and he could kick 5 goals this week and take 10 marks and have an impact in the game. I'll deal with the facts, not with hypotheticals.
Is the captain keeping him in the side at the moment? Don't you spoke about leadership?
No, I think it's leadership. I think it's his leadership as well as the role he's playing with the team, which is not to the level he wants, but he's a strong leader of our footy club. And right now, 5 games to go to earn ourselves a spot in the finals, it's a great opportunity for him to impose himself on the group and on the game, and let's see how he responds. Yeah.
Alex Keith was the other interesting one. You're going to take him over with you. How's he being managed? Yeah,
so he's had that ankle problem for a while. He hasn't been to do full training for nearly 3 to 4 weeks, and it's just got to a point where we feel to keep pushing him on is harder. So we wanted to back him off. So he's technically probably fit to play, but we're taking a view that we'd like to give him some recovery on that ankle to get it best so he can get back to training and playing. So he'll travel as the emergency. Means that if someone happens to do something in the warm-up, he's probably available, or he will be available, but that allows the other guys, more importantly, to continue to play sample footy to press their claims for spots in coming weeks.
How tempted were you, Don, given the importance of the game to risk Alex this week?
Oh, we weighed that up at match committee, spoke to our medical team about it. As I said, it's been ongoing for 3 to 4 weeks, and he's had some really good form, but we're probably looking at what's best in the long-term interest for both him and then the team as well.
And Hugh, still no contract with him, in and out of the team.
Yeah.
His future looks a bit cloudy at the
No, well, he just goes out of the team, and reality is our last 4 weeks we haven't played consistently strong footy, and Hugh hasn't had his best month of footy. We know what he does really well and what he brings, but we probably just felt a change there was going to be needed, and Pat Wilson's been probably our standout midfielder in the SANFL, and he's earned his spot, so he gets a chance.
Do you think Hugh will be here next year?
I would hope so. That's he wants to be here, and that's his intention, so we'll see how that plays out.
In pre-season, there's a lot of talk about it being fun at Westlands and the Crows. Do you still think it is fun at the moment?
Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, obviously, when the results are going against you, it's what comes first. Is it fun or winning? And the reality is this game challenges us all. And right now we're being challenged a little bit, but we've got a great opportunity ahead of us. As I said, we've got 5 weeks. We sit inside the 8 by a game, and this is the fun time of the year coming up. So I think the guys are still enjoying what they're doing. They're doing in the backdrop of not getting the results they want, but it's a question of what comes first.
Don, you said you caught up with Eddie for a coffee to tell him that he's got dropped.
Yeah.
Is that something that you do with players regularly? I wouldn't imagine that's something you do all the time.
No, it's not something you do all the time. I mean, it's often sometimes a phone call. It might be a conversation. It depends on when we train, and obviously we didn't train yesterday. We had a day out of the facility. So I just think given my relationship with Ed and the fact that where he sits in our playing group and our club and our history and stuff, it's that's the best way. Was the best way to handle it.
Did you think at the start of the year you'd have at least over 1,000 games of experience playing in the SANFL in the back end of the season? It's pretty incredible when you think.
No, it's the way it's panned out. That's the season. You don't at the start of the year. You've got a whole range of things. You don't know exactly how it's going to end up, and that's where it's ended at the moment. But it's a moment in time. Let's see what it looks like in 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully those guys recapture some really strong form and can get themselves back in the AFL team.
First couple of years, Don, you've had a bit of success in terms of finals, and obviously 2017 has been a challenge since then. How have you found the sort of rollercoaster nature of what you were able to do at the start of your coaching tenure, and now sort of the challenges you're facing now? Yeah,
and you know going into the game that it does ebb and flow. That's the nature of it. And we had some good times early in terms of our 2016. We made finals, and we're still. I'm probably not at a reflective point, to be honest. Right now, I'm probably more looking forward to what's going to happen tomorrow afternoon in the MCG to push our claims to stay in the 8 and push into the 8 to play finals again this year. That's our primary focus.
So do you make any decisions sort of based on? I mean, the next couple of years you'll be here. Do you, with Stengel and sort of Jones, do you ever sort of make a decision to think what might we look like in a year or two and sort of?
Look, from a list management viewpoint, we have those conversations regularly. But I think my obligation to the team and to the club is to pick what I think's the best team to win games of footy for the now. Obviously, with one eye on the future. But that's why the changes we make reflect the form the guys are in, and what we believe is gives us the best chance of winning the game on the weekend.
How important is that for you then to sort of set up a foundation for? I mean, you've got another 2 years here to set up a platform where you can hopefully have a bit more sustained success.
Well, again, that's your perception of it. Right now, we're, as I say, in the hunt of the finals, which would mean that last year would be the only year we'd miss the finals. But let's play the next 5 weeks and see where we land.
How do you regard Carlton's apparent resurgence under a new coach? Do you regard them as that sort of prospect and coming off a bit of a lapse in form yourself? Is it sort of a much more even proposition than Ladder, would you say?
Yeah, well, look, certainly their form line suggests they're one of the form teams going around. They've won 4, I think, of their last 6. They're playing some really good footy, and it's interesting. The 3 clubs who have moved on coaches are performing really strongly. So we understand we're playing against a side that's up and about, playing some good footy, has won some games, but we also know that we need to get back to playing our way, playing our best for 4 quarters, which is what really has let us down in the last couple of weeks.
What do you see their strengths, Don, with Carlton?
Well, they're playing with some good energy. They're playing. They've changed a few things from how they were, say, formerly under Brendan, and they've got most of their better players are back and available. So they're winning games through nice, solid effort, and by the way they're moving the ball is giving them the opportunity to set up shots. So they're playing some good footy. Do you have a plan for Cripps? Yeah, well, he's a big presence from a midfield viewpoint. Obviously, put Murphy back in the mids as well. So, yeah, we've certainly had a look at Cripps and understand that he's an influential player from a contest and a stoppage viewpoint. So, yeah, we've got some things in place for that.
What's your take on David Pyke?
Oh, well, he's done a great job. He stepped in, obviously in a difficult time when the club parted ways with Brendan. So, look, he's stepped in, done a good job, and but I probably won't be wishing him the best for tomorrow.
Have you spoken to him at all?
Nah, not this week. No.
So what do you think it is about? I mean, you obviously work with him so closely. What do you think it is about his coaching style that's led to Carlton's boring?
Well, I don't. I mean, that's probably more from an internal viewpoint. Dave was here a couple of years ago, and he, he's gone over there. He's got a long pedigree of coaching and background, and when they obviously saw Brendan moved on, they appointed him and gave him the opportunity. So he's got lots of different ideas. He's a thinker of the game, and he's brought that obviously to the table at Carlton. So let's see if I'm more focused on us and getting over there and getting back to playing the way that we can play and making sure that we get the result.
Have you seen signs this week that makes you confident that you will get back to where you want to be?
Yeah, we've sort of trained some things, we've focused on some areas, and now it comes down to, it's like anything, you come up with a plan, come up with an idea, and now it's about executing it, and that'll be the opportunity that presents us tomorrow.
Can you elaborate on your plan for Patrick Cripps? Is any one player going to get, I guess, a role on him tomorrow?
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Maybe a Taylor, maybe a rolling night type?
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, yeah.
Is that something, because obviously you didn't use one against Essendon, and Zach Merritt had a pretty big night there, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
Is that something
that's something we can see. I mean, the unfortunate part on last weekend's game, we were sitting there at half time in relative control of the game, and we didn't get it done in the second half. So we're probably chasing a little bit in the second half, but certainly at half time we felt like we'd done enough to be maybe further in front in that game, and we need to just do it for longer. The reality.
That has been over criticism at times from fans and members, that the best midfielder from the opposition team can get off the leash. Philosophically, do you put much focus on that, or
no? We're very aware of that in terms of how that looks, and if we look at relative numbers, and it's always a challenge, because if you go down the path of trying to lock down one player, there's ripples for that as well around how you play and probably how you can keep other guys around the ball. So it depends on the player. Depends where they're playing as well. So there's a whole range of things within that aren't as simple as just going go to this guy, because it does have a ripple. But we're clearly mindful if there's a guy that's having a serious influence on the game, we need to do something about it, and they're certainly in our plans.
How does Andy Otten when he heard the news that he was coming back in?
Yeah, he was excited. I mean, he's had a fantastic year, Andy. He's been for a guy that's been at this footy club for 10 years, a life member last year. He loves the club, and he's done everything he can this year. He's been influential down at Sandford, not only in how he's played, but also how he's led some of our younger players, and some of their development's been back on some of the work he's done with them. So exciting for him, and reward for a good season. And we know he's capable at the level. He showed that when he came in late last year and played some roles for us. So good opportunity for him tomorrow as well.
Is there anything you can do at half time tomorrow? Some second halves have been a bit of Achilles heel the last few weeks.
I think we're aware of it. That's the thing. It's aware of how we start out the third quarter, and I think we're number one in the AFL for second quarters, for instance, but I don't think we do anything special at quarter time. It's just that's how it works. So we'll reflect on that and make sure that we come out after half time in a headspace to play. No, and I think the players are aware of that. I think they know that the second halves haven't been a strength, and I'd expect they'll respond accordingly tomorrow.
How are you feeling in terms of, there seems to be a lot of pressure on the club, losing 3 of past 4, and obviously the big names that Eddie being dropped. Do you sort of feel like everything's building up around?
No, not really. It was quite interesting, because I sit back and I'm sit one out, one back, and I'm looking at more at what am I managing, what am I dealing with, and the reality is, as I said to you, we sit a game inside the 8. I get all the external opinions and bits and pieces, but the reality is I'll deal with the facts I can deal with, and that's the playing group and where we actually are. Knowing that in 5 weeks' time, we win 4 or 5 games, we'll be well and truly entrenched in the 8 and up to our ears in the finals. But that's with us. I can't control this opinion on this. All I can control is how we prepare this week, as well as we can, how we plan this week, and then to come out and try and execute that to get 4 points. That's really what I focus on, and that's what hopefully our players are focused on.
Pretty extreme in this town.
What's that?
All talk about the Crows at end. Do you think it's an overreaction when you're talking about missing finals for a team that's still in the 8?
Well, I find that unusual, yeah. I don't understand how we could be talking about missing finals when we're actually a game and percentage inside the 8, which, with games ahead that clearly are winnable games. I mean, as all games are in this comp. They're hard games to win. We understand that's a tough comp, but, I'm not... I find that a bit unusual, yep. It's fair to say. Fair to say I do. Yep.
You were the slight accusation a couple of weeks back of being disrespectful. Just wondering, have you received an apology from anyone?
No. I probably would have liked to be smiling more in the last quarter last week, but unfortunately we weren't. So anyway, no, haven't.